Could you be one? It's out about plunder, but don't despair. This colony's breeding great robbers. Would you be one? Could you be one? If the 80% mortality rate works for you, for a few bucks a month you can sign up and have the hogs kill you. So let's make the most of another Sunday. Brew up some coffee and play it my way. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my gamers? Won't you please, won't you be my gamers?
Hey everybody, welcome to Mr. Hobbs's Gamerhood. I am your host Jason Hobbs, and today we are delving into the pickup vignettes that we've done in the past. I know my numbering scheme is all jacked up. I don't remember how many of these we've done, but this is 4 or 5, I think. And here it is, Low Fantasy Gaming by Pickpocket Press, Stephen Grodzicki, some of the best logos in the business, and maybe some of the best games. I don't know. You be the judge. You can't have a game without players, so let's jump in and show you who we got playing with us today, and let's meet their characters. Oh, geez, this one's messed up. Let's try this one. Oh, geez. Robert, you're not even on here. All right, I'll fix Roberts while Gabe talks about himself and his character.
Hey there, Gabriel here. Tonight, playing Hafr, the ranger, and his wolf companion, Jaeger. Last session, what we did last session, Hafr and Vignaal, that's Robert's character. We were trying to get back to Borngard, to the city, after the beastmen attacks in the swamps, and we lost some traps and rations, and we came across a ritual in the swamps, some strange ritual where an old woman was accused of being a witch, was being about to be sacrificed, and we fought the people that were there, the cultists, and we rescued a girl, a red-haired girl, and this girl, she was kind of strange. We saw her in our dreams, and she kind of guided us to a strange place deep in the swamps. Some kind of tomb, I think it was. And I'm gonna let Robert to pick up and finish the tale of last session.
That's pretty good, because I didn't have that much detail anywhere in my notes. You got me all set up, Jason?
Yeah, man, go for it, brother.
Okay, all right. So I am playing Vignaal, the Venari barbarian. I don't know how many sessions I've done with him, but I think this might be... You said 4, so I don't know if I've been all 4. You're counting that one you did that last time that I wasn't in, so this might be 3 then, if that's the case. And then what else can I say in terms of what we did? So we came across that ritual of Bogfolk was going on. It's on a hummock with a dais that had pillars, and there's some sacrifice about to take place, and we intervene. And there were these like hooded guys on the dais that had silver amulets. And then I wanted to jump into the fray right away, and was not ready to just have, because one of them was a kid, right, that was about to be sacrificed.
Right.
Didn't want to see the kid killed, so jumped up on there, using my spear as a way to sort of pole vault, but the spear broke, but managed to get myself up there and get into the fray. And I think there was some kind of more tense moments without my main weapon there. And I think there wasn't there like a really like tough guy up there.
Yeah, the one that was running the show, the sacrifice.
The hammer
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, right.
There was a hammer
But
guy,
eventually
and then
we-
there was also like a leader, and yeah, there were a few guys up there.
We eventually vanquished them, and then I don't have in my notes what happened after that, so my memory's a little fuzzy, but I think the girl showed signs of maybe having some sort of possession. Is that right? I'm making that up.
Yeah, I think she was kind of unnerving. I think she appeared in our dreams, and
Right.
we found this place. We took one of the canoes, and we sailed like into the swamps, and we found
Right.
this fog in the middle of some strange fog. There was this like a mausoleum or some kind of tumulus. I don't know if that's a word. Raised it up from the water, and we got in. We did something. I don't recall exactly what it was. There were some guardians that we managed to avoid, and then the whole place like sunk back into the swamp. That I remember that.
Yeah, it was basically like you guys put to rest the witch. We don't really know if the girl was
Oh, we took the
she
body
was,
of the witch with us.
possessed
Yeah.
or what. Yeah, and then you put her inside that raised barrow or something like that, past the guardians, and then you didn't steal anything. And then I can't remember if the girl joined you or if you left her there or what.
Yeah, that too I don't have in my notes. So I think
But
maybe we
regardless,
left
I don't
her.
know.
Good. And then you had
So I don't
revealed you had gotten
remember
that
if
all.
They were. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying you had revealed. Didn't you get that whole idea from Conan comic?
There. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that too I don't have in my notes. So
I'm checking to see if anybody's joining us from the old YouTube live. Always something. But that's why we do it, guys. All right, so what I thought we would do today is we would take up what happened. I don't remember if it was Beastmen or Scorn or who it was that destroyed your last group. But what we're going to say is that it was actually men in beasts' masks. Or maybe you're not sure or what. But you did happen to get... maybe one group of them followed you far enough and you dispatched them and found out that that's what they were, was men, and you found a sort of token on them.
yeah, in my notes, I mean, I know you might be
And with
changing
that-
this, but in my notes I do have that we had been involved in reaving. The reaving had gone poorly outside of Varngard along the Siltwater, and we ran into Scorn and then fled the Scorn. But maybe we thought they
and
were
I mean,
Scorn.
there could have been Scorn involved in the reaving,
Sure.
but maybe on the way back, you guys are also attacked. But you deal with them and drive off these men, and they bear a token. It could be like maybe just a metal triangle emblazoned with a flaming blade, like a flamberge. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You guys know what a flamberge is or no? Gabriel, you with me?
Yep.
All right, good. All right.
It's like it's like the Lord of Light in Game of Thrones, and that guy always light up his sword.
Yeah, but he wasn't using a flamberge. He was just using a regular sword that he lit on
Right.
fire, right? A flamberge
There was some
is an
mystical
actual
thing with him.
type of weapon that is a wavy blade.
Okay.
And we will take up the tabletop here. We got our characters and some sweet imagery. We'll head over here to Vorngard. So you guys have been back for a few days. And one of the people that you have known as a patron before that you left with the last Reaver, who, as far as you know, you're the only survivors thus far. Are you guys, like, you'll gain all of your hit points back because this is going to at least count as a long rest. Do you guys have money? I don't even know if you guys do. Have you gained any money at all? Do you know?
Good question. Let me see.
I have no money written down, but yeah, I don't have anything written down, and I don't know if I'd have to go.
Money is no, don't worry about it. Money is getting short because of the last reaving. Well, what you guys can do, we'll say you can each roll 2d6, and that'll be the number of coins that you have that you got away from the reaving that you had done. Well, you can roll 2d6 and add it to whatever you have.
Nice, 11.
All right. And it just happens to be whatever you guys got from the hall. What the shit?
At the outstanding sum of 13 coins.
Oh,
Did we get some money from the last time? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Roll 2d6, and that's what you got from the reaving that you did before the Scorn attacked and your Reaver band was destroyed.
Right. Okay. I got 7 on there. That's enough to buy me a new spear, which I need a spear. Assuming that the prices in the book are...
So I also feel like you guys have been playing for a little while, so maybe it's time to... What in the hell is going on, you guys? This is crazy. Of course, it's been a while, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So maybe that's why I'm having so many difficulties here.
Oh.
I also want you to see, let's try for an advancement. So we're going to do a little bit in low fantasy gaming. You can actually adjust your advancement. Sorry, I'm looking at something. I got this little thing here that tells me it's been blocked from my camera. So you're not actually going to go up a level. What we're going to do is see if you can gain a little bit of your next level's trappings, which will help maybe with some stuff. Of course, I'm having trouble finding it. Oh, 110. I looked at it 100 times. So who wants to... I think we let Gabriel start before, so why don't you go ahead and... what we're going to do is roll on a table. We're going to roll a d8, and it has like some of the increases, but if you don't have, or if you've already gotten this session advancement, or if you know that your class doesn't get it, then you don't get anything during this advancement. So roll a d8.
All right. It's a 4.
A 4. All right, so that is an extra use of a class ability. So I think your class ability is like your your rage, right?
Right. I got the ferocious rage, and then Born to the Wilds, which doesn't make sense because that's just all the time, right?
Yeah, so all the time, yeah. So that doesn't really matter. So what that means is you're going to be able to use your class ability, your ferocious rage, as if you were second level. So whatever it says, however many times that increases that, then that's what you get.
All right.
And I know that's super exciting.
You get 1 use per level, so then I'd have 2.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Now that's back. All right, so Gabriel, go ahead and roll a d8.
Okay.
A 1. All right, so next level's luck increase. So the way luck is figured out is it is 10 plus half your level. Since you're going to be second level, it would be a 1. So it would be 11. But you already have an 11, so it didn't really help you out that much.
Got it.
But them is the breaks. All right, so we got the advancements done. Oh, now we can actually move this screen around. So I feel like we're getting somewhere, guys. Nice. So here we are in Vorngard. And there's lots of different areas here. This large tavern, number 8. So Vorngard is like a relatively new outpost of the Vornari from the north. It is a place of reavers, and most of the buildings are wood, and they're adorned with dragon motifs, like the mastheads of their ships, and like even water will come out and then spout out of these large, almost gargoyle-esque or dragon-like things. The roads are muddy tracks. There's like beasts of burden and beef and food and chickens that are just pushed around. There's lots of people. In the past within the last few months, there was a trade deal that was brokered between the Herders and Growers Confederation and Northgate to the south. So it used to be it was almost all Vornari here, and the Vornari were looked upon as nothing but reavers and people to be feared by the rest of the Midlanders beyond. But since this trade delegation, the Jarl has kind of said, hey, we shouldn't, we won't attack these ships on the Siltwater or on the Argosan Sea if we travel that far. But reaving is still a common thing. Outposts along the Siltwater are still attacked. And obviously you guys were a part of that and have been in the past. It's a way of life as far as the Vornari are concerned for now. But there is talk and even evidence of the Vornari becoming more domesticated amongst the Argosans. And this has been something that you've known in the past as hanging out in the Salty Strumpet, which is this large 2 or 3 story building kind of set across a large totem, a dragon adorned totem in the center of Vorngard. This is probably one of the main places that it has the largest group of varied cultures that mix. And one such person is the man known as Gascon. He is a white, very, very pale skinned, even more so than your Vernari brothers and sisters. And his hair is a ghostly white. He is a self-proclaimed Karakian. and he says he comes from the Iron Hull Mountains to the east, and his city is known as Dulcarak.
Oh. What do we know? Do we know anything about these people in general?
Oh, pretty much only what this guy Gascon has said of his people. Beyond that, who knows? So I got a map here. It's kind of showing us. I think I put you guys on the map, didn't I? Yeah. It's kind of showing us what's going on. So this is a large map by Randy M. So up here is Vorngard on the far north of the map. Here's Dulcarak way up over here. This is Lake Argos. This is the large siltwater, and then it travels down here along the Iron Hull Mountains. Oh, what the shit? There we go. To Northgate. And this is the Wistwood that lies between Vorngard and Northgate. And this is kind of the area that you have just returned from in the past week or so. Are you guys down any luck?
I believe I'm down one. Let me see.
I don't have anything missing.
No, nothing missing. No.
No hit points, no luck. What kind of game is this? No comment. All right, I like it. So Garcon is someone that you are known, and however way he may have. How do you think, Gabriel? How do you think Garcon may have, got into your graces? Like, why do you think you guys would ever listen to this pale-skinned man from the east? If you have an idea, Robert, you can toss it in there. It's not like a Gabriel.
Well, I just think,
or if you guys don't know, I'll throw something in.
well, I don't know the lore as much about the Midlands, but Dulcarak has got to be kind of an unusual place, right? Not many people are from there, go there. We don't see many people from there.
No, I mean, and maybe from some of his comments, you've understood that he has kind of a caste system. Like you guys would know of the Jarls or the Jarls men, or the king being the nobility, and but he calls it the Circle of Five, who are these merchant houses that seem to control Dulcarak, and he says that he is hoping to push his family up along the ranks from the Canary to the Mithri, and but he kind of has this affectation of the way that he speaks, and he often calls you, "Yes, mon ami, if only we of the Karak could extend me and my family. There are many ways, and for one, you could certainly help me, but for now we sit in the strumpet and drink, mon amis."
So he's a French fur trapper, is what you're saying?
Well, there are no French, and there are no fur. Well, there's probably a lot of fur trappers actually, but.
Right. No. So the whole reason I brought up the whole thing about Dulcarak is just, I mean, if he's already, that makes him unusual, that would draw us to him, right? That we just don't see that.
Okay, cool.
Folks
right,
from there, that would immediately draw us sort of, we're probably drinking, and maybe he's related.
More than maybe curiosity more than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Because in Vorngard itself, I mean,
right, so
do you see much other than Venari? Sometimes Argosans, or do they even spend time here?
Yeah, like I say, earlier, no, not at all. But in the last few months, it's kind of opened up since they've agreed to do trade and have supposedly no official reaving, and there is talk of the Jarlsmen actually, on one of the new ships, trying to fight against other Vornari who are reaving. So right now there is like a abstination on attacking other countries, other cultures, I should say.
Maybe
And
there's a
so I
bit
think there's probably a
of
lot.
struggle. There's a bit of struggle between the Jarls that some agree not to, to attack traders, and some just keep on the old ways and still do that.
Well, there's only one Jarl, Jarl
Okay.
Osgood. There's only one Jarl, but there's still people who come from Vorngard, which is your homeland to the north, and are still here. And so they already have their ships and they're already out freebooting along the Siltwater and the Argosan Sea. But nominally, Jarl Osgood, at the behest of the farmers and traders, or the HGC, so Herders and Growers Confederation, created a brokership with the priests of Argosa, of the Midlanders. So like it's this transition period that's going on. So obviously some Vernari are like, oh, we're not doing that. So it's harder for them maybe to sell their stuff. So now they've almost become maybe pirates on the inner sea, as opposed to just bringing all the booty back here. And the Jarl used to take his share and send it back north to the king in Vorngard. So it's kind of a time where people are, maybe sticking to the old ways. Some people who've already been here for 15, 20 years, they may be ready to settle down. And that's where it's just like a transition, a cultural transition for the Vornari, if they do it at all. There's nothing that says that they have to, beyond the Jarl's order. But there's very few stories of the Jarl's men coming down hard on Reavers at this point.
Right. But
that also means there's a lot of... Go ahead.
Does that mean we would have ever seen a Karakian here before?
Oh, like he was here before on your last time, but it's very new. It's a new thing, yes.
Right.
It's very rare to see Karakians outside of their Dol-Karak fortress.
Right. Right. So that's the whole thing I was getting at, is that makes them unusual. So
I got you. Yeah, no, I got it.
Probably makes us attracted to just talking to him, see what he's got to say.
All right, perfect. And so, like I say, it's been a few days, and he's actually helped. He buys ale and wine, and seems to have a fairly full purse. I wouldn't be surprised if there hasn't been talk between Vignaal and Hafr of rolling him sometime, or maybe not. I don't really know that well your characters at this point, how you feel about this pale-skinned northerner, or easterner, I guess, to you, because he's not northerner to you guys. He's just east of Vorngard. And eventually, days pass, you guys are healing, and there is anger and ire among many of the young Vornari in town, because they're like not supposed to go out reaving. What is it are they supposed to be doing? And they're trying to figure out what that is, and that could affect you guys as well, obviously. And Garcon is you guys meet up with him, and he seems to be wounded, like he hurt his leg. It's an evening. The two moons are up. One of them is partial, and it's bright outside, but you can still hear as one of the new herders is pushing some cattle along the streets headed towards the outpost of Landman Town, which you guys have heard of to the west. Hafr's been there before when he was once seeking a sorceress. I don't know, that was like your first adventure. I don't know if you remember that game.
Yeah,
We
well, I
never
was
finished.
looking at the at my notes. What's the name of the settlement?
Landman Town.
Maybe I missed to record that. Yep, I don't know. Lemon yeah, that was the second session.
It doesn't
Here
matter.
I have. Yeah, here. Lemon patron by the HGC. A raven-haired witch caused troubles there.
Yeah, that's an adventure that you've already gone through.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it was kind of a long time ago.
All right, so yes, it has. So I'm assuming you guys join up with Garcon. Like I said, as normal, his spirits. Oh, mon amis, mon amore has. My heart is broken. It's a sad day for Garcon.
Con.
What do you guys want to do?
What ails you, my friend?
You can see he looks like he's either been in a fight or fell or something. He's got like some bandages on, and he seems like he's kind of like one arm is in a sling, black eye.
Oh, so he's have you been in trouble? Have you drunk too much? Fell off the stairs?
It's not the drink, mon ami, but keep your wolf at a distance. I'm short on drink this day. I can't quench that wolf's thirst again. But if you truly are curious, there is a way that perhaps you could help. Motions you forward and kind of leans down and like looks around with the common appearance of having a secret.
But you said he looks like he has a full purse, right? He's got money on him.
No, I never said he has a full purse. Well, he has in the past. It
Okay.
hasn't been a problem.
Maybe he got mugged.
Like you guys have been thinking about doing. Who knows? All right, so he begins to spin a tale about a woman, a strumpet from another house that he's become enamored with, his amore, and how she was familiar and had another patron, a patron of some renown. I'm trying to look for like the naming conventions here. I'm struggling a little bit. I haven't looked in these books in so flipping long. They're so good.
Yeah, it's at the back of the naming stuffs in the back. But when he mentions that, I think I would inquire. So is that how you got your wounds?
No. That wasn't That was another issue altogether. It's no matter. All right.
I'll be right back real quick. But I'm
Gregor.
still listening.
Nope. Okay, no problem.
Gregor is the name of the
Broker
strumpet?
Gregor. No, Isabel is the strumpet. Broker Gregor is the wealthy patron that Isabel had given knowledge to, and apparently she and Garçon have hatched a plan to rob Gregor. Much of this seems to have come out. You understand that. Well, why don't you make a? I don't know. Is there an I think there's like an insight in this game. Insight is the roll, but if you don't have insight, it would be like perception.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so let me roll. Success.
I was just trying to look to see if that makes sense, but we're just going to go with it. So, whenever he mentions this Gregor, you certainly feel like maybe there's some jealousy, and it's possible that that led to some sort. Well, what do you want to do about that? Do you want to ask him about it? Do you want to talk to him about it? What do you think about that?
But the first part you said is that Isabel had given him some knowledge. Is that what you said?
Yeah. There's basically the knowledge, or the thing is that Gregor has money, and Garçon and Isabel have hatched a plan to rob Gregor.
Right.
But you also can tell that something else is going on. Like maybe there's some jealousy of, even though obviously she's a courtesan, but there's some jealousy going on between. I'm looking for something in particular, but I just have no idea where it is because it's been so long since I've had this stuff. There's some jealousy going on concerning this Gregor person. Like,
right.
Garçon may be more enamored than just for a regular, treating it more than just like a strumpet or something.
So
I guess
I'd say
my question is do you want to try and dig any deeper into that, or do you care, or
yeah, I'd say to Garçon, like,
now?
so how'd things go wrong? It looks like you failed at your plan.
Oh, mon ami, your perception skills are impressive. It's likely kept you alive this long amongst your hardy barbarian savages. But I think it's only been a curve in the river, a shift in the wind. It's true, I might have gotten a bit of a fracas with Garçon, with the broker's men, but and I may not have. You should have seen the other guy, I'd like to say, but mon ami, that is not the total truth. It seems like they have some skills, and there was a bit of a beating involved, but it only proves and gives evidence, an alibi for this very night. I know that Gregor intends to meet with Isabel, leaving his wealth and a very specific item available It's not Garcon, it's Gascon. I knew the Garcon was a stupid name because that means like waiter or something.
Yeah.
I even wrote Gascon on here. I'm like, Garcon? What kind of idiot would call him Garcon? Garcon? I always think of Reservoir Dog or Pulp Fiction.
So this Gregor is a Vornari, or it's
No,
it's
he called him a broker. So he's Argosan.
Oh, okay.
Tell us more about this wealth. Are we just talking coins here?
No, something more important. Nothing less than the Seeds of Askar. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. I put it in the chat for... This guy's a rookie.
Seeds of Askar.
Your that token that you had from those ruffians on your night in the bogs, mon amis. Do you recall it?
How do you know about that?
I'm assuming that you guys talked about it when you were drinking.
Okay.
If that's all right.
He has some kind of special
that's all
knowledge.
No, he didn't do anything like that. Remember, this is like a low fantasy game, so magic
Right.
and stuff should be very rare. I probably play it more than it even should be, to be honest. But anyway, I have not been without my own research and my own discussions, and I think I might know what it means. Even in Dal Karak, we have legends of the burning blades. An ancient cult, and those who deal with treasures because of all their thefts and control over powers in the late Second Age. You've heard him pontificate about these things before. He's obviously interested in historical things and that sort of thing. I know not who these ruffians are that you met, but this symbol is important, and it makes me believe that we might be close to a shrine, a temple of the burning blades, mon amis. And the Seeds of Askar are the key to the entrance.
Why would Gregor have these?
Perhaps this is what he's seeking. The brokers are capitalists beyond renown, which is really ironic because he comes from a heavily capitalistic society that he would say this.
And what do you think we'd find in this temple?
Treasures beyond belief. And danger. Gather the seeds this night, my mon amis.
Can you lead us
You
to
gonna say
Gregor's
something, Gabe?
place?
Yeah, how does Isabel come into play in all this?
she is making sure that Gregor is occupied with he and his thugs.
I see.
And he's had his leg up the whole time. He's obviously, his leg is wounded. He says, a festering wound holds me from aiding you, alas.
And what's in for us for helping you?
Why, we'll split the treasure.
So we take all the risk, and you
Maybe
get
my leg
half
will be
the
better
treasure?
once we get the seeds. He didn't say half, he just said split. Get the seeds and then we'll discuss. For without them, it's certain death to attempt to enter the
But
shrine
once
of
we-
Askar of the burning blades.
But once we have them, why do we need you?
Sorry, go ahead. Do you know where the shrine lies?
So that's what you bring to this.
Knowledge. You'd know nothing of these treasures if not for me. But surely that's not the only reason that you keep me around. The drinking that we've done, the talking, the jests, the sharing of tales. All good arms need a brain behind the brawn.
And you'll lead us to Gregor's?
And
No?
No, I'll tell you where Gregor's is. He's not going to be out walking around.
Okay.
I'll be nursing these wounds here in the strumpet.
Hafr, what do you think?
Do you have any idea who or what will be guarding the Seeds of Askar?
Nothing, I believe. The flat that the broker sleeps in, and his men, they should all be gone at the house of ill repute.
So what do the
Better be-
seeds look like? How will we know that we found them?
They'll rest in a wooden chest made of a wood from the Shenzhou, and be marked with the leaves of the birch tree and the effigy of the burning blades.
You better be right, Gascon, or I'll feed you to my wolf.
Oh, mon ami, there's no interest in the wolf. Son of a biscuit. This thing is like, what's working? Nothing.
So what do you think, Hafr? You think this is a worthwhile venture for us?
Maybe it's kind of out of our expertise, but we are running out of coin here. I think we have, I don't have anything in any job in sight. So,
Best thing coming, huh?
yep.
It's in right now. It's hard finding work because most of the captains aren't gathering men for reaving.
No reaving, no coin.
So tell us where we can find Gregor's place, Gascon.
He gives you directions, and he mentions that he lives on the second story flat, and his plan was to scale from the alley up into the window, and apparently where the bed chambers of Gregor's were.
And he fell down.
And hopefully
That's
you'll find the cask of Askar there.
Okay. All right. We'll meet back here then. Let's hope we find those.
Return with the cask, and I'll have the directions to the shrine.
All right. Let's see what we can do. Hafr, do you have rope? Because sounds like we need to do some scaling here.
Oh, let me see.
Might be things to climb on as it is,
Yeah.
but having rope to get down quickly might be a good idea.
I do have rope.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see if I need anything else.
All right. Are we ready to go?
Yep.
So since we're going to be like doing a climbing expedition here, I've got a spear. I would have bought a new spear and coming back. But a spear seems to be a poor choice of weapon in this sort of situation. Yeah. So can I purchase another weapon for the time being? Jason?
Sure.
I don't have much money, but I'll go ahead and get just a light axe.
All right, so a light axe, just roll 1d3.
Okay, don't just use the cost that's in here. That's 2.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, 2 gold pieces. That's perfect.
All that other basic equipment, that's how you do it. You just roll 1d3 to determine the cost.
It depends on how common it is or whatever. Yeah, the
Right,
commonality
okay.
of equipment.
So I'm not going to bring.
Should take a moment to.
I'm not going to
talk about this thing
bring
that
my
I
spear with me.
I haven't spent a lot of time with. The old Trade Winds by David McLeese of what the heck? Faulty Wire. I know he's working on another game. There's like a whole bunch of stuff in here about how to make stuff, how much they should cost instead of the way that it's done. I just haven't figured it out yet. At some point, I'll read this book and then we'll start to use this. Go ahead.
It's a supplement specifically for LFG.
Yes, it's specifically for low fantasy gaming. It has a new way of doing wealth, starting gear, and a whole bunch of other things in here.
What's it called again?
Monetary systems and uses. It's called Trade Winds.
Trade Winds. Okay.
And you can, yep, and you can get it on Drive Through RPG. I think it could be used for almost any game, but it is specifically created for LFG. It's very nicely done. Got it for Christmas. Thanks so much, Mrs. Hobbs. All right, what's next, boys?
What else we could need? Like a crowbar?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Right. Each of you guys roll 1d3.
Okay.
You want both of us to do that?
I'll roll a 3.
Yep. All right, so 5. So you can each take that many GP off, and most likely you'll have any regular thing that you need for the next little while. As long as it's like a common thing. Sound good?
Yep. Uses up all my money.
So now you're prepared. All right. So you guys head over to the flat of Broker Gregor.
I'm leaving the...
Right, so like, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm leaving my bow and arrows. So I'm not taking them. Just and my shield. I'm just taking my sword and like my backpack and a knife.
All right.
You think I should leave my shield
And that's
also?
all I
And
need.
You think the shield's gonna get in your way? Is that why?
Yeah, that was my thought. Yep.
Okay. I'll leave my spear and shield. Take my light axe.
Okay. All right, so you guys travel across through the muddy streets of Vorngard, seeking the flat of Broker Gregor, knowing full well that hopefully, or if all goes to plan, the thugs that beat up Gascon are gone. All right. So you guys trek your way across and you find a fairly well appointed building. Maybe it's like some sort of tenement or something that has a few different floors. That these brokers are fairly known to be wealthy, and they are, you know, most people would kind of consider them maybe royalty, or at least afforded the respect of the rune seers of the Deep One. Most Vornari either worship or at least fear a single entity and a single immortal creature known as the Deep One. That and their the priests of the Deep One are known as the Rune Seers, and that's the only mystical beings that are normally even involved with any sort of Vornari culture. And not all of them would have powers or anything like that, but some of them are touched by the Deep One and have therefore been known to be able to do powerful magics. All right, so you guys can see that the flat, it has windows, and you can kind of hear some sort of celebration going on in the flat of Broker Gregor. But from here, you kind of gave you the layout that the stairs are supposed to come up, and then there's like a communal area that the guards hang out, and in the back is the bed chambers, and this is where you can see a window above that's not open, and you don't hear the sounds of revelry.
And on the street, is there anybody passing around?
It's pretty late at night, and almost both of the moons have now fallen. It's like a few hours before sunrise.
Okay. How high is the window we see?
About 15 feet. 15 to 18 feet. Maybe 20. But you do see that this particular building is fairly well appointed. So you can see, like, instead of like where the thatch, this isn't even a thatched roof building. This is actually a wood building, and the dragon heads are coming off where like rain would come out of the dragon spouts and then push away from the building. And there's like shields, with a circle with a cross with the red and black on them, and these could almost be used as handholds to climb up to the window. It looks like a fairly easy climb.
Okay.
Says the GM. The revelry that's going on, I kind of want to scout up a little bit and see if I can make out more of what sounds to be going on there. Does it just sound like his guards are enjoying themselves while he is away?
The cat's away, the mice will play. It seems like they might have a few of their own ladies of the night, and they seem to be playing like some weird instruments, and all of the language is Argosan.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Oh, I can do that.
You can. It'd be like the scene in Conan the Barbarian where we witness this, and I think you'd probably be the one that says,
okay.
So this is paradise.
Jason, I'm gonna use.
You can't really see because it's up above.
I'm gonna use
Sure.
my Ranger Craft Animal Can to have Jaeger stand guard and like howl or bark or whatever if someone comes around. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
And that's I don't have to roll. It's just I used the the ability for the session. I don't know.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start climbing. I have athletics.
All right, so anyone can do any of the skills. If you just have the actual skill that would be necessary, you get a +1 to the attribute, and you can use your reroll pool.
Got it.
So I think as long as you don't get a total failure, I don't think there will be any issues.
Okay.
And if you do get a total failure, then there could be issues. A great success. All right, so Hafr quickly scales up, and he's kind of like perched. The shutters on the other windows were open, but like I said, this one was closed. So what do you want to do about it?
Maybe like while hanging from one of those dragon head gutters, try to open the shutters.
All right, that sounds like a very plausible thing. What's happening down at the street level with Vignaal?
So I would be monitoring both Hafr's climbing up and making sure that he seems to be doing okay with that. Checking to see if he's making any sounds. If he's making any sounds, does anybody notice? Also keeping an eye to see if anybody's leaving the grounds to do whatever, just in case we've got anybody that is possibly going to notice us.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So I think this would be a good time.
And Hafr, I assume you'll want me to follow up because we've got Jaeger there to protect, right?
Yeah, he's kind of guarding. Do you want me to lower
So
the rope
as
or? Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, as Vignaal is looking around and trying to keep watch, he can tell that someone inside started to play some stringed instrument, and they're now singing some kind of song. But there is like something nearby. You hear something, and then like a bunch of ravens kind of move up into the sky, and then go across just on the setting. At the last brief lights of the setting moon, you can see them kind of fly off on the horizon.
How close? Like what direction? Within eyesight or?
Do you have a helmet?
Do I have a helmet? I don't believe so. Let me make sure that's the case.
Okay. So I
No,
think it might
normally
be
I would have
a few houses. Go ahead.
just normally I have reinforced hide and leather, and then I have a shield, but I left the shield back.
Yeah, it seems like it was a few houses down the street. And then when they flew up, they kind of passed over your position.
So they
All
flew
right, what are you
not
doing up
away
there,
from us.
Hafr?
They flew direct towards us, not away from us.
Correct.
And then they perched on trees near us. Is that what you're saying?
No, they must have been perched somewhere. You heard them as they took flight.
Okay.
And then flew over your position and continued on.
So can I peek around and see if I see anything coming? Because that to me seems to signal that something's coming or has spooked them. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and I think I'll see if you can see anything. All right, so you look around, and in this light, you don't really spot anything.
And I do have the detection skill. I don't know if that's relevant here.
Go ahead, make a detection check. Why not? All right, a great success. All right, I'm going to say that a few buildings down, you see a figure, because most of the roofs are like these tall, almost A-framed houses, most of these buildings, right? On one of these, you see like a shadow move up and out of sight, away from you.
Okay. Well, did the shadow give any signs that it was like a person? Or was that not discernible?
You're assuming there's no reason that you would think it was anything but a person, probably.
But it looks like somebody's climbing the rooftop.
Yeah. And so it seems that not only the two of you might be involved in some clandestine situations this evening, in this dark night.
Okay. Once I get a chance, then I'm gonna climb up and let Hafr know what I just saw.
Okay.
All right, Hafr. So you're hanging from one of these dragon-headed spouts, and you have the closed shutters. What are you doing?
Trying to like kind of open them. I'm holding with one hand, trying to reach and open them, and if I can, I'm gonna kind of try to use to pry with a crowbar if I can.
Okay, I like that. So why don't you don't have traps and locks? I'm assuming. Why don't you make a dex
No.
check?
Let's see what I have.
So like I say, any character can use any of the skills.
Mhm.
All the if you have the skill, it gives you a +1, and then it allows you to use your
Got it.
reroll pool.
So
just make a dex check.
I believe it's here. Nice.
Oh, it's like it didn't come up. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Oh, geez, another great success. You guys are killing it. So yeah, you easily can flip your. There must be enough room that you could, without even using your crowbar, you can kind of just wiggle your hand in there and pull up the little latch that's holding them shut, and they swing open. The two of you climb inside, I'm assuming.
Well, I was going to move up to where he was and then let him know. I don't know if you're assuming I'm already up there.
Well, yeah, you're climbing. I mean, there's really no way to get where he is because, like, he's hanging off one of these spouts, and the thing is there. So you're below him, like, perched on the wall and kind of holding on to these shields, these emblazoned shields that are set pieces there. So you could whisper to him. He's like 5 feet above you if you wanted to. But you see
Right.
he opens up the shutters and swings inside. There's some light filtering in. It looks like a fairly large, well-appointed chamber. You could see like there's some sort of. It looks like he'd put up some of his own appointments. Maybe there's like some sort of iconography here. You don't necessarily recognize it. It looks like star motifs. It looks like there's actually a pillow on the bed, and it's like a real mattress. It's just not like maybe a feather mattress, and there's a few different things on one specific mahogany desk that looks very well made. You do see this cask that you were told about. Oh, the way you can see is, I was going to say, there's a door that, you can hear kind of like the cacophony of the revelry beyond the door, and some light is filtering enough through it that you can kind of dimly see occasional motes in the light filtering through the door.
Hey. I'm gonna look under the bed if there's anything. Maybe if that cask is just a decoy, just look around, see if there's a place where you can hide. You can hide something that big. I don't know how big it is. I mean,
So the cask is like a small chest,
okay.
a flat box looking wooden box. Like I said,
Something
marked.
like this.
Yeah, with these. Yeah, maybe a little bigger than
Okay.
that. It's marked with this wavy sword and also these leaf motifs around it.
Okay, so it's pretty small. Okay.
You check under the bed. You see Hafr go check under the bed. Vignettes, what are you going to do?
What else was in the room? You said there was like a nice.
I will say there's an armoire. There's a nice desk.
Desk. Okay.
There's like there's also like a like one of those partial mannequins that like has a suit of armor on it.
Okay. I'm going to go to the
there'd
desk.
be like one of those flange-headed maces hanging on something there.
I'm going to go look at the desk and see if there are any drawers that are easy to open without any sort of need for force and are unlocked.
All right, so I want both of you to make a D100 roll.
Okay.
One,
This is
what the heck?
this
What
is
does that
really
do,
good
really?
or really bad.
Roll a D4 and another D100, Gabriel.
Okay. A 3 on the D4 and 37.
All right, so what you actually find, you're not sure if it was hidden or what. I think maybe tucked in the mattress. When you look under the bed, you know the bed frame's there, but you can see the mattress is ajar a little bit, and you see a small pouch. I'm assuming you kind of pull it out and take a look.
Yep.
All right, you find there's 3 Argosan golden coins in there, as well as a multicolored gemstone.
That's our
Go ahead
extra.
and roll a percentile, Robert.
We got 48.
It's in the shape of an egg. Roll 5d10. You rifle through the drawers. You do find one open, and it holds. You can see some loose coins in there worth 23 gold pieces. But there is one that seems to be locked somehow.
Okay. And they're loose, you said, right?
Yep.
Not gathered together. I don't know if I want to.
You could
Grab
say
a bunch of-
there's probably a bag in there that you could throw them into if you want.
If I can do it quietly, I'll do it quietly, but I don't want to make a bunch of noise here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Did you want
Yeah,
to do
I'll throw
anything
'em.
with the locked drawer?
Mention it to Hafr. There's a locked drawer in the desk. He's got a crowbar. We could pry it open if we want to risk that, because that
You
would
wanna do
also
that?
be noisy. Otherwise, I'm going to move over to the armoire and check it out.
Okay. Roll another D100. Hafr, do you want to use the crowbar? I can't hear you. I don't know if you're muted or something or what. Is he muted?
I was muted.
can't
Yeah.
see
You mentioned there was a
Okay.
pillow on
problem.
the bed. Yeah, I'm gonna get the pillow and put it over the drawer and like and use the crowbar. I wanted to muffle any creaking sounds with the pillow.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Make a traps and locks dex if you don't have it.
success.
All right, a success. Nice. All right, so you pop it and you think it's fairly quiet. Inside, you find some pieces of parchment, a quill, and some ink.
Do I know how to read? Yeah, I think, yeah.
I doubt
Intelligence.
Vernari are doing a lot of
Of
reading.
reading. Yeah. There's anything written on those parchments,
Like-
or they are just blank, or
Yeah. No, there is writing on them. There's like quite a few different ones.
I'm gonna get the parchments, fold them or roll them and stow them in the backpack. Maybe
All right.
Gascon
Stow
finds them
those.
interesting. And well, there's the cask. I mean,
Well, let me check the armoire. What do I find in there?
oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, what'd you roll?
14.
Let me get back to the page. All right, roll 2d8. Seven. You find a long scarf made out of some strange material. It's super smooth and super soft.
And when you say strange material, it's still like
It kind of-
fabric.
Yeah, it's some kind of fabric that you're unfamiliar with.
Well,
Amongst some other, like different types of clothing and stuff, including some very official looking garb that is marked like with stars, blue and white vestments.
well, I'll take up that scarf and
You can make
stick it in my backpack.
you can make a general lore check.
About the scarf.
Maybe about the stars.
Yeah, if you don't
and
have
stuff.
general lore, it's just an int.
No,
Just
I
an
have
int
animal
check.
lore, wilderness lore.
It's just an int check then. Ooh, a great
Wow.
success. All right, so you remember your mon ami Gascon mentioning a special thing that he calls Shenzhou silk, and the scarf is likely made out of that. So like it's a fabric from a distant land that has some value. The vestments,
so
you're
I-
sure, are likely of the broker's religion, the Argosan religion of the Midlanders of some sort, because the brokers are actually priests of some sort. It's at this point when you pull it out and you're like, rub it on your face, and it's softer than the bosom of your last lover. You can hear howls and barking erupt from outside. The music suddenly cuts, and within a heartbeat, the door is kicked in from the other side. What do? Light
I don't.
blazes
Hide in the-
across the room.
I jump in the armoire.
Okay.
Oh, do we
Vignaal
see?
jumps
Do
in
we
the
see like
armoire.
a silhouette on the doorway?
Yeah, there's a silhouette of a large, bald man.
I was, I assume I have the crowbar on either hand. I mean, I'm gonna throw the crowbar at
You can
at
see
at
some
the
other people are
silhouette.
behind him as well. All right, you whip it at him, and then are you going to jump out the window? What are you going to do? I mean, when the music stops, you guys have this heartbeat that you could have jumped towards the window or jumped into the armoire or done whatever you want.
Yeah, grab the cask and jump out of the window. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Go ahead and make an athletics check. Vignettes, make a stealth check.
Do you want acrobatics or athletics?
Your choice. This sounds like acrobatics, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Vignettes, do you roll anything but great successes? That's my question. You guys are just both full of great successes all night. Nice. All right, so we see the scene. Here's a shadow jumping out the window, and the other one ducks in, and you can see these guys. He falls back, and then, oh, bastards, they come in. It seems like they look around. You can hear them talking. Oh, broker Gregor is going to be pissed. Damn, hey, get the strumpets out of here. They're talking in like some kind of the Argosan tongue, which I don't know if you have that or not, but you can pick up enough of what's going on. They seem to, they look around for a while. One even opens the armoire and looks around, but you're like hidden kind of in the back. I don't know if you're like doing the Spider-Man on top of the armoire somehow, but you're definitely well hidden in there with your Vornari barbaric skills. And they seem to they go out in the other room. They shut the door. They go, oh, they must have escaped out there. He shuts the shutters, but the clasp is broken, and they leave. You gonna sneak out?
Yes, but I would wait until I hear sounds die down out on the street level, because I don't want to just like start climbing out and then they're like, there he is.
All right, no problem. So it takes a little while. I picture Hafr and Jaeger crouched down in the shadows amongst urine of revelers from the ale houses, and quietly he's panting, and then suddenly Vignettes arrives, having scampered out of the broker's flat. All right, so you guys have a few things that you have gathered from, and now what's the plan? Heading back to meet up with Gascon? Oh,
I think so.
Maybe we can just for a heartbeat, like stay there, like in the press to the wall, kind of looking up the silhouette of the houses. Just if we see that shadow that Vignettes saw.
all right, yeah. So you guys spend a few heartbeats silently watching, like Vornari hunters seeking, I don't know, cockatrices or something in the wilderness. But nothing shows up.
Okay, we just go back to where Gascon is waiting for us. Maybe taking a
Roundabout way.
roundabout, some dark alleys. Pausing from time to time to check the roofs to see if there's anyone
Following us.
following us.
Yep.
All right, so you guys definitely do your darndest to be very, very secretive, but you do arrive back at the Salty Strumpet without issue.
Was this too easy, or we roll really well?
You guys did roll really well.
We're great thieves.
Yeah, maybe we should spend more time in the city. We got the wrong profession. I guess.
Time in the city. All right, nice. All right, so you guys meet back up at the Salty Strumpet, and Garcon is there, fairly well into his cups. Mon amis, how How did the evening fare? You have broad smiles and no wounds. You fared better than I did, apparently.
It's because we laid off the the drink before going and doing our task.
Are you implying that Gaston did perhaps not do such a thing? Well, this could be true. Well, do you have what you sought?
I look around the place. How many people are there? I mean,
At this hour, it's almost empty. You know, there are a few tables of quietly. There's one old sailor slumped over the bar, his beard dripping the last of his ale slowly onto the floor.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach into my backpack and pull the cask and slide it on the table to him.
His eyes get wide, and you can see his pale fingers grasping each other. You see that he does have like some scars on his knuckles, so it's not like he's never been in a fight before, you know. But one arm is still like kind of in the sling, and he's just like, it's obvious that he is hurt. And he goes, did you open it? Do the seeds lie inside?
Just wait for you to do that. We never looked into it.
All right then. All right, roll a D100.
So, okay, D100. So many windows. D100.
Ooh, a 66. It's a double. That sounds good. All right. Interesting.
Poison needle jumps and
Roll 98.
98. Okay. 98.
So all this comes from a table in the back of LFG. It's like a loot table that can push you onto other tables or not push you onto other tables or whatever. 40. All right, now roll percentile. All right, not enough. All right, so you find there's like some gold pieces in there, 40 of them to be exact, so 40 more pieces of gold, and an old bag, like a small pouch that seems to be made of hemp. He basically opens it and he like pulls it out and he like pours them in, and you can see these look like golden. They're not made of gold, but they kind of have this gold color, and it's kind of like you can hear the sounds as he pours them out. The Seeds of Askar. All right, very well. This is how you go, and he gives you the directions. You'll have to, rent or steal a canoe, and you'll go off, and he kind of gives you, if you pass the third tree on the fourth tributary along the silt water, head east until you can see the stone or the Iron Hull Mountains in the shape of a horse's head, and 300 paces past the oak that's marked with the burning blade, you should find a gorge that holds the Shrine of Askar. Once you get there, be known it is haunted by an ancient curse, but burning the seeds with the wood of the gorge will drive off the haunts, and then you can enter.
Mhm. Okay. And then what's inside the temple? What do you want from the temple?
I've given you this information. I want a fair share, but it is said the crystal skull of Askar lies within on an altar of black basalt. I wish only the skull. It'll fetch a fair price in Karak, and surely it'll raise the name of the Amarans into the Circle of Five.
I also give him the parchment that I found. I found this. Maybe it's useful to you. I don't know what it says there. Maybe you can read it. Maybe you find leverage on this
All right.
Gregor guy.
You guys can make a perception check unless you have insight. If you have insight, you can make an insight check.
Okay. Insight. Failure. Yeah.
No.
Yay. Perception success. All right, so with that failure, if you choose to, Gabriel, you can use a reroll pool point because you have that check. But if you don't want to, that's okay.
Reroll pool point. Oh, okay, I have one.
Yeah, you only have one. It's the number
Yeah.
of levels, but that's
Mhm,
and you
mhm.
won't get those back except for like a short rest or after taking a long rest.
Yeah. No. I keep the failure.
So he says, "Oh, mon ami, this feels to be some import. Could perhaps be worth a few things. It looks like there may be a deed here, but mostly it is parchments of brokerage. I'll give you 50 gold pieces for them. Vignaal, you think they're probably worth more than that."
I don't say this out loud, but we'll just cheat him on the fair share from the temple. So we'll take the 50 gold.
Yeah. That's okay for scribbled parchment.
Sure.
All right. Yep. So you guys get 50 gold from the robbing that the desk of the broker Gregor. All right.
Nice.
What was the other thing you found, Gabe,
I found
underneath the bed? There's a
there
gem.
was a pouch with I think it were two coins, 2 or 3 coins, and a gem. I think it were 2 coins. Yep. So we have 92 right here. 92. Okay, 46 gold each. We can split the money. 46 each.
All right.
And we have a gem that we can sell.
All right. So this is what I want
Nice.
to do. Why don't you roll a d20, Robert?
D20.
Yeah.
7.
7. Oh, nice. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so I'm assuming on the morrow you guys gain access to a canoe of some sort.
Yep.
Are you guys going to rent one, buy one? What's the thought there? Steal one? What are you planning on doing?
How much would one cost?
So you head down there. We'll say 2d6 plus 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
10 gold.
Okay. I got it.
And how long is the trip going to take to get there?
I think what happens is you guys are going to have to pay like 2 gold pieces to get a voyage on a ship, and then you're going to bust off that ship at this place because you have to get across the silt water and all that. So it'll
Oh.
cost you a total of 12, and then you have to come back after that. Make sense?
Well,
Okay.
say that again. I didn't quite get it.
So it's
We-
the area that you're traveling is large enough that you'd probably have to take a boat to get closer,
Okay.
and then you would jump off of that. Because if you look here, this silt water. So this map is like 10 miles a square, and I don't even know if this is perfect, to be honest, compared to the other map. But I don't have the other map here right now. So, I don't know if I did this. So, like, it's 10 or 20 miles across this lake, the Siltwater Lake. And then, another 5 miles or 6 miles to get there. So, it's like a 26-mile trip.
Sure. Okay.
It wouldn't be that far, but you guys could probably get there by early afternoon or evening, I think. I don't know how fast a long ship travels, and it doesn't really matter in this instance.
But we're talking about part of a day travel, and then there's probably a little bit more travel to get to the temple.
Correct. Yeah, like I said, after all of that, you could probably get there by early evening.
Okay.
If finding it and all that works out.
So I'd want to take some rations. I'm out of rations for some reason. So I need
Yeah.
to purchase some.
Okay.
Same thing.
So you could travel 24 miles in 8 hours travel. So, yeah. So just roll a d3. You can get a week's rations for d3 gold.
I got robbed.
Somehow I found a cheaper seller.
So it was like 12 coins at get passage on a ship and And then a boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's for both.
Oh, that 12 is not 12 apiece. It's for one. Or one of us has to pay it.
Total.
12 total.
Or you
Okay.
can split it or whatever.
Yeah, we'll just split it.
Yep. All right. So it's easily half a day on the ship that you're on, and it's decent weather. It's cold. The captain seems to run a decent thing, but the two of you are there, and you've been joined occasionally by other travelers. And if one of you guys wants to regale the group with a tune or a story, you could get a possible session advance. Is either of you interested in that?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'm gonna tell them about our last, not this one, but the tale of the rescue, how we rescue the girl for the cultist, and what happened last session, basically.
Okay, that sounds cool. All right. So what you can do then is make a charisma check.
Not my best. Okay, let's see. Maybe they throw me overboard or lying. I know. Oh, nice.
All right, nice. And in Kalmata, that would be the best possible roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll a d8. A 4. I think it's 110. A d8. Oh, nice. So what you got was your next level's hit points. So go ahead and roll 1d4.
1d4.
A 3 plus 4 is 7. Do you have a con bonus?
No.
Con modifier, I guess.
No modifier.
All right. Well, you get 7 hit points. Congratulations.
Nice.
But now you can't get hit points until after you get the full second level. So you basically just make a notation that it's your second level hit points in your notes somewhere. Just like you should make a notation that you got your second level ability use, Robert.
Right.
All
So
right.
that means when I go to second level, you don't get an additional use of that. It's already there.
You already got it. Exactly.
Already got it. Right.
Nice.
Okay, so the next order of business is as you guys disembark, you have your boat that you purchased, and someone can make that. If one person bought it, you can just put down a dugout canoe or a rowboat or however you want to do it. And you make your way on that tributary towards the Iron Hull Mountains, and you're following quite closely the directions of Garçon, Amarand. And as you're you find the Wistwood to be a very, very ancient wood. A lot of the trees are covered in moss, and there's a heavy, heavy amount of detritus and debris and loam and leaves that have fallen and then have rotted and then come back. It's a very, very earthy smell, and it's getting to be late afternoon. And go ahead and make detection checks.
Oh, detection. Yes.
Great success. All right, so both of you spot this. You see large shapes hanging upside down in this area of various trees on the trail that you found that leads directly towards the horse-shaped mountain beyond. And in fact, Hafr is almost positive they're vampire bats. So go ahead, Hafr, and make a wilderness lore check. Both of you guys can make a wilderness lore check. All right. Both of you guys are aware of these bats, and quite often, especially at this time, it's a little before they would start to get active, especially if you don't have any like open wounds, and as long as you don't make any loud noises, there shouldn't be a problem. But you have some options. You can try to go around them, or you can, which will add some time and also add the possibility of getting lost in the Wistwood, or you can try and sneak through the area. Since you don't have any wounds, it won't be an issue. That aspect.
What do you think? Sneak through?
Yeah, let's try to sneak through. Yep.
Yep.
All right, so as long as you don't have a total failure, you guys make a stealth check, I think you'll be okay. Total failure is going to mean that there could be a problem. And there's about, you'd say, over a dozen of these vampire bats.
Yes.
Success and a great success.
All right, perfect. All right, so you guys make your way past. You travel on for another hour or so, and you see the tree that is marked with the burning blade. And so, but you don't spot any gorge. What are you going to do?
We got to the gorge.
Along the path that you're on. The gorge, you don't see the gorge, but you're at the area that the gorge should be. You spread out to look, or
No, we just let's go. No, we don't split. We just search around, search the area.
stay together and search around.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right, perfect. So why don't you guys make acrobatics checks?
I don't have acrobatics.
Okay, it would be a dex check then.
Failure.
All right, so as you guys start to move forward, this is when you realize that the loam that you've seen, it has been such a long time since anyone has found the gorge. It's actually grown across and almost created a pit trap down into the gorge as the loam starts to give way beneath your feet. Hafr leaps back, but Vignaal goes tumbling down.
Can I help him in some way since I made a great success, like maybe a warning, like or trying to grab him or something?
Yeah, this is what we'll do. So he'll give you a
Or
warning.
maybe
So what
Jäger
I'll do is give you
kind of
a
bites his
bites him.
No, I mean like like how dogs like those dogs
Okay,
that
this is
and
what I'll
people
do. I'll
dog
give
that
you guys an option.
put themselves across you so you don't advance, something like that. I know.
Yeah, we can either shift this into a like we'll use a rescue exploit. We could do one would be a rescue exploit, or the other option would be I would give with the warning from Hafr, I'll give Vignaal a con dex test, so a luck dex test. So one of them is going to be a test by Vignaal, which, if successful, he would lose a point of luck, but he won't take any damage. Or we'll do a rescue attempt, which, if successful, will use a point of Hafr's luck. So basically, which one do you guys want to do? Vignaal, do you want to do it on your own, or do you want to Hafr to attempt it?
I'm gonna attempt it.
Okay, so the shout will ignore the effort of when Hafr shouts for Jaeger, and go ahead and make a luck dex test.
So you just switch it to the deck save, right?
Yep. Oh, what
Ugh.
terrible failure.
He's like totally oblivious to
All right.
the warning, like walking.
Well, I think he does like maybe dodge to the side from the warning, but it's like instead of falling down a slope of where it started, he kind of like leaps into the center of the area, and it's just like a fall. Oh, I rolled 2 ones. So you take 2 points of damage. You're a lucky dog. Now I feel like I should have rolled it online. Otherwise, it looks like I'm cheating, but I really did just roll 2 ones. I picked up the dice directly. I didn't shift the dice. So that could have been quite dangerous to you guys, my friends. All right, let's jump in here. Let's go here. Let's grab these. Let's go here. Let's do that. This is the really mediocre map that I created for us here. So what you guys see are thin birch trees that look like skeletal fingers pulling up out of the loam, and there are a few that have seems to have been very long here longer, are massive, and beyond that you see 2 stone obelisks that are holding up a massive white skull with stairs leading up, and where underneath where the bottom of the skull would be is a dark opening.
Nice.
So what are you going to do? This is an actual image from the comic, by the way.
Oh, cool.
So we'll give some thanks to oh wow, it doesn't even say who the artist is on the cover. That must be a later thing that people started to do.
Give credit for the art.
Mark Silvestri.
Didn't he do
artist,
didn't he do some D&D art? Silvestri? That sounds familiar.
John DeCostino, Ricardo Villamonte are the inkers, and the colorist was George Roussos. This is pretty funny. The inside cover of this particular comic is King Conan, and you can see what it is. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons action scenes. Take your imagination to a new level. Pretty funny, huh? All right, what are you guys going to do?
I'm gonna light a torch.
Yeah, so there is some light filtering down, and it seems to just, like, you know, birch trees already look dead because they're white and they kind of have those horizontal lines. I don't know if you guys know what birch trees are, I guess, but usually they're thin and like they're just kind of creeping up, and then the loam above creates like a green light that just kind of dimly cascades down into this gorge.
So we need some wood from here. So if there's anything lying around, or we have to like go to one of the trees and pick up some branches.
All right, what's Vignaal
And you
doing?
said-
Is he doing the same, or?
You said these birch trees. Do they have any foliage or not?
There is foliage and branches all around. Yeah, there are some
Right.
coming off of the birch trees as well.
I will then assist.
Hafr
Yeah, I'll look.
whimpers, or Jaeger whimpers and doesn't seem to want to go too deeply into the gorge. You guys can even feel like the hair on the back of your necks anytime that you start to get close to where the obelisks are holding up the skull. You can definitely feel it feels very scary and dangerous. But you guys gather up some. It's starting to get into the later evening, and you can kind of feel like you can hear like leaves floating over the loam above, and some of them kind of come down as the wind seems to be picking up. You guys light a fire with the wood.
Yes, right. That's our
yep.
instructions. Is we're supposed to burn the
Yeah,
seeds.
burn the seeds with wood from the gorge. Right.
All right, so you guys get to work. You know, you have this. You start the light. You get a fire going. You light. You light it up and pull the seeds from the pouch of the cask, and the smoke kind of seems to filter up out of the hole that Vignaal created when he fell through the loam above. But it also seems to capture and just kind of fills the gorge with smoky wisps. Some time seems to pass. It has a nice odor to it, but it does kind of have a bite at the back of your throat, and wind kind of seems to whip up and seems to start swirling about some of the trees and kind of moving forward and pushing away the shadows and the darkness along the obelisks. And then it seems to gather around one tree where you had hacked off a piece of the branch, and you can see the branch starts to grow back, and then you hear a large cracking sound, and a massive rift fissure is created at the lower end of the tree. It shudders. The heavy loam along it is whipped off and scattered about the gorge. And suddenly, all the shadows are gone. The wisps of smoke are still visible. But now the cracking tree appears to be another sort of guardian. Boom, boom, boom. You guys see it down there?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have no more
It
seeds.
starts to lumber forward. All right. It's close to 10 o'clock. I feel like this is a good place to stop.
Yeah, it's a good cliffhanger.
So now I want to show you guys maybe this is not that interesting to most people, but it's super interesting to me. I'm going to put us on the player huddle. Oh, that's not set up right. I'll put it on here. So what I'm going to do is show you guys the cover now. I don't know if you noticed, but I hid the cover from you when I took the picture of what my inspiration was. So here it is for you guys. So there's the tree creature.
Cool.
Show it to those at home. So this is actually a King Conan comic.
Do you know what year?
Like here. Oh, it's very old. It's 15 or $1 is what it cost. So maybe not that old. So let's see. Can you see? There's the thing that I took the picture from. See
Nice.
Smoky shadows or whatever. And there they are hacking down the trees. And there's the smoke as it starts to open up. One of the creatures of the tree starts to appear. I'll show it to those at home. So here's the gorge. There they are hacking down the trees. And then there's the tree creature. And here it is at the end. The full image. And then the telltale expletive from King Conan. Crom. So this is volume 1, issue number 15 from March 1983.
Wow.
All right, so what'd you guys think of the session? You guys at home, you're welcome to chat it up if you wish. Tell us what you guys think of the session. Any highs and lows? I guess we'll start there, so it's just not a random open statement.
The highs would be I liked the town intrigue. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still curious about whatever this shadow that we saw, but
Yeah.
I thought the feel of this felt definitely felt more Conan than a lot of things. So that was really cool.
Oh, really? Even the other sessions so far with Vignaal?
Well, I don't know necessarily with LFG in general, but this one, I guess because of the town intrigue and that it was kind of like doing thievery type stuff, that felt definitely very like Conan like, especially his early career as a thief. But
So
I
the thing is,
enjoyed
this is
that.
actually a King Conan.
I know, right? But
Yeah, so I should tell you that basically it's Conan is he goes and he's basically out slumming it, and he runs into this young, I don't know what you would call him, thug or something, and basically the guy challenges him to an arm wrestling contest, and Conan ends up like kind of maybe liking the guy, but it was this guy who is his hero is Conan from when he was actually a thief, and so this guy, his name is like Thrandal or something like that. He set up the plan with the girl to rob the guy of the seeds. That's what the whole thing was, and then he's out in the act of it, but Conan like goes and finds him and like tries to stop him because the guy they're robbing is actually another noble from Aquilonian court, which is kind of cool. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm glad that you felt that. Do you have any lows or anything, Robert?
no, I mean the only lows would just be like technical issues, but that's not a huge deal.
Technology.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's one of the things you have to put up with when you game with me, apparently. What about you, Gabriel? You have any highs?
Yeah, I mean, the whole session, the first part of the whole CD, it had a lot of like a huge Langmar feeling to me, like
Okay, so you liken it to Lankmar as opposed to Conan, but sword and sorcery nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, and the height has it was like it went really good. We
Yeah.
doing something out of our areas of expertise, I guess, of the characters, and it went really well. It could have gone horrible. I mean, but we were the high was that we were really lucky, I guess. And the low is that we can keep playing. I mean, it's just a short session. I mean, we just
Right.
we're gonna have to wait until next to see how it ends.
Yeah, next Tuesday we'll plan. I was trying to sneak some Valentine's Day stuff in there with the jealousy and the woman and all that. I don't know how
Don't
well it
worry.
really worked, but
I guess we're here because playing because we are not that Valentine into that at all, I guess.
I really love the idea that I can go to a comic shop and spend $20 on 10 comics and then write a whole adventure based on it. So, and I mean, it's a good 2, maybe 3 sessions can all just be pulled out of the quick inspiration of just looking at old Conan comics, man. That is really cool. And no one else can do it because I'm the only one. No, I'm just kidding.
It is. I mean, getting inspiration from those comics, really old. I mean, you mentioned 83. I mean, that's really nice. Yep.
And it's also those like side
the
stories that are not they're not Robert E. Howard stories that are going to be more recognizable. So
no, exactly. And I feel like, do you guys feel like it felt less railroady than the last session that we did, or it's still kind of strong, but it's going to be one-shotty?
Yeah, I mean, there's the typical expectation, but that's typical of the patron kind of adventure where you get a request or an offer from some sort of patron. I mean, there's always that, like, we could say no, but
yeah, you can say no, and there's going to be another one with a similar or more similar.
But I mean that's the setup.
I mean,
I don't really think of that necessarily as a railroad. That's just the setup, and then after that, everything matters. So the last one, I only thought that the only thing that felt kind of railroady was just the last little sequence that you had with bringing us to the tomb or barrow type area. But other than that, I didn't feel like it was railroady.
I mean, but you can say, yeah, we roll back to the city, and yeah, while you're rowing and there's this mist and you become lost, and I mean, you're gonna end there anyway. I mean, it's not big deal. It's part of the adventure. I mean, you sign up for that, and I mean, it's not like it's a different game like Almada that you are exploring and you don't know you're gonna find the next hex you explore because it's something that Jason rolls on the spot or he has prepared. It doesn't matter. So, and this is another thing. Okay, you know that he prepares something, and you're gonna come here and play that because, I mean, what's the idea? It's not like an open game. Like you guys are free to explore the city and see what you find out. I mean, we know that he prepares something, so okay, let's gonna play what he prepared. I mean, that's not. You can say that's railroady because you are signing up for it. You know what you're gonna, how the game is gonna be. I don't know if I make myself clear, but I know.
Right. No, yeah, I think so. I mean, that's your expectation, so it's not a big surprise.
I mean,
I
you don't
should
have
say
to
that
worry
some of the stuff
as a DM if the session was very rolly or not. I mean, we are playing what you prepare.
Because this is like a con game almost, right?
Right.
This is almost like a con game. It's not like a regular campaign where you guys are coming up with all the things you want to do and all that. You're going to do whatever I did set up. I should tell you that I always leave some stuff in there. Like it was a random, I did 2 random event rolls, one for the voyage, and that was basically the opportunity to tell the tale. That gave you that. That was a random event. It could have been an attack. It could have been any number of things. And then the other one was the overland travel on the way to the gorge, and that was the vampire bats, which could have also become an attack. So like if you guys had been injured in the voyage somehow, like if something had happened and now you had wounds on you, well, now the vampire bats are going to attack you. So there's, there's just some random stuff in there. And this is the random encounters that are right in Low Fantasy Gaming. So that's the way they're written, is basically you roll a 20 and it could be an encounter. It could be any number of things. It would be world building that could be created by the GM or the players or whatever. So it's just kind of the cool way that Low Fantasy Gaming does their overland travel, basically. So.
Nice.
And that's pretty fun. I like having that aspect that I don't know what's going to happen until we actually roll and see.
Right.
I really do like the session advances. And it kind of seemed cool that Gabriel did it. So now his character actually got a session advance that he didn't get in the beginning when we decided, when I was like, oh, you guys have played, both of you guys have each played 3 sessions. So I feel like it's time for at least a session advance. So, yeah, does anyone have anything that they want to add, or anything else, like a cool scene or anything like that?
I don't know.
And if not, it's okay. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I think that the whole, I mean, the entrance to the heist, I mean, was really nice. How you described the houses, the type of houses. I mean, that was with the dragon.
Right. I thought
things and that was.
I thought that was all cool. I know you downplayed your map and as nothing special, but I like that cobbled together quickly, but using that image directly from the comic. I think that's really cool. I don't think maps have to be super fancy.
No, I do not expect anyone to actually make super fancy maps, and I don't have a problem playing in games without super fancy maps. One of my niches, I think, as far as go ahead.
I was going to say, sometimes I think the maps that are more simple and basic to some extent are more evocative, because then your imagination fills in what's not there in the map. If you have a super detailed map, then you just rely on the map.
Individual.
Right.
It lets each individual to actually figure out what they think or whatever. So there's definitely pros and cons to both. And like this pickup game like this, I've always said there's going to be, who knows. This is not anything that I prepped from last week when we talked about prepping. This is something, like I said, that I did today. And I had a half hour to actually do this. And part of that was technological prep. So that's kind of where we are. If nobody has anything else, I want to thank everyone who joined us and thank anyone who is watching afterwards. I guess there wasn't really too much combat or anything. We only rolled a few rolls here and there, but it's still, I still felt like there was tension and a lot of enjoyment out of the game. And thanks for looking at the King Conan Volume 1, issue number 15 from March 1983. And with that, I think we'll hit the music and we'll get the heck out of here.
It's a beautiful day in the game, oh, a beautiful day for my gamers. Would you be one? Could you be one? It's out about plunder, but don't despair. This colony's breeding great robbers. Would you be one? Could you be one? If the 80% mortality rate works for you, for a few bucks a month you can sign up and have the Hobbs kill you. To Let's make the most of another Sunday. Brew up some coffee and play it my way.